Hey guys, Julia here. In this video, I'm going to guide you through the entire process of setting up your Shopify store. We'll cover everything step by step, breaking down all the different features and configurations so that by the end of this video, you will have a fully functional Shopify store to begin selling your products. If you haven't signed up for Shopify yet, I'm also going to go ahead and leave the best current deal for getting started linked in the description. Right now it's at $1 for the first month. Once you've signed up, follow the prompts to create your account. And you'll be taken to your Shopify dashboard. So the first thing we're going to do is choose a theme for the store. If you don't know what a theme is, these are ready-made templates available on Shopify that we can use to customize the store design. So to choose a theme, click down here on Online Store. And here, you're going to see a few theme options. By default, your online store will be set to the theme Dawn. If you want to view other theme options, you can click down here on Visit Theme Store. So I recommend you browse through this and look for something that suits your vision. You can click on them and then click on View Demo Store to have an idea of what your online store could look like using one of these themes. And while choosing a theme is important, know that all of them are very customizable and you can always change your theme later if you want to. You'll also see that Shopify has both free and paid themes. If you want to try a paid theme, you can add it to your library, customize on it for a bit, and you'll only have to pay for it once you click to publish. So that gives you a possibility to try a few different paid themes without actually having to purchase it until you're sure that it's the one you want to go with. To view only the free themes, you can tick free here in the filter settings. For this tutorial, I'm going to go with one of the free themes available. So click on Add Theme, and it will be added to your library. Now make sure to click on Publish so that it becomes your main theme. And once again, if you're using a paid theme, you don't have to click on Publish now. You can try customizing it first to see if it's the one you want to go with. You'll only have to pay once you click on Publish. All right, now let's start designing the store. We're going to right-click on Customize to open the theme editor on a new tab. When you first open the theme editor, you'll see a sidebar on the left-hand side of the screen and your website's preview here on this main area. So everything we're going to edit will be done here on the sidebars, and you'll be able to preview those changes in this whole area as we go. You can also choose to customize mobile views by clicking up here. In this tutorial, we are going to focus on desktop. Mobile is usually very well adapted by Shopify as all the themes are mobile responsive. So you can go over this in the end and see if you want to make any small changes. You'll also see a feature up here called Inspector, which scrolls your page to where your mouse is hovering automatically. To make things more simple, I'm going to turn it off for this tutorial. You can turn it on and off by clicking on it. So let's have a closer look at the sidebar. Here you will find all the sections of your website with the drag and drop function. No matter which page you are in, whether it's the home page, a product page, or whatever page, the sidebar will always start with the header section and end with the footer section. And in between that is where you will add all the page content. You'll also notice that whatever theme you choose, it will come with a few sections already added by default. If you want to reorder these sections, you can simply drag and drop like this. What you'll also notice is that some sections come with different blocks within it. So here in the banner section, for example, you'll see a title block and a button block. Now to make edits in your content, you can just click the blocks and you'll see the settings here on the sidebar. To delete a section or block, you can click right here. So this is the main theme editor area where we'll be spending most of the time customizing. Here on the upper left corner, you will find additional settings where you can change the fonts, colors, and a couple of other settings. The first thing we are going to do is add a logo. Here you can select your logo image. To adjust your logo size, you can tweak this setting. If you haven't created a logo yet, I'm going to leave some of my favorite beginner-friendly design tools linked for you in the description. Now let's go back to the sections. And the next thing we are going to do is add a banner image to the store. Now, I definitely recommend you spend some extra time gathering the best looking images you can get, as a visual appeal is one of the most important things when it comes to selling. To find these images, I'm going to leave a few websites linked for you in the description. So click on Image Banner. And here on the side, you can select your image. In this theme, you can also add a second image to banners, so the whole thing splits in two and shows two photos. So you can click here to add a second image if you want to. And by the way, I actually generated this image using an AI tool called Imagine. So if you're struggling to find really good images, that can be a really awesome way to get exactly what you're looking for. All you have to do is type in what you want to create, and the AI will generate it for you. I'm going to leave this linked for you in the description. Now here in the banner, to help the text stand out better, you can adjust the opacity setting. I'm going to leave mine a little bit darker. To change the size of your banner, you can choose one of these options. All right, now let's fill in some content. Click on this block. And here, you are going to add your store title. If you want to add a short description as well, you can click on Add Block, select Text, and a new text block will be added to your banner. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you can drag and drop things to the order you prefer. So let's drag this text block above the button. To edit the text content, click on the block, and here you can enter your short description. Now, as you can see, we also have a button block in the banner. So let's click on it. Here you can customize your button text and where it links to. I recommend you leave this text to something general like Shop All or Shop Now. And for the link setting, I recommend you leave it linked to all products. We'll be adding products to the store in just a moment. Here on desktop content position, I'm going to choose middle so the content moves up to the center of the banner. Depending on the images you are using for your banner, this might look nicer. Finally, down here on image behavior, you can choose one of these animations. This can give a nice bit of movement to your page design. Now the next step is to add products. Before we can add the product sections here in the theme editor, we are going to go back to the Shopify dashboards to create the store catalog. Now there are different ways to add products to Shopify depending on your business model. I know some of you are selling your own products and others are interested in dropshipping. I'm going to show you both options. So let's start with the first option. If you are selling your own products, meaning you are not dropshipping, go to Products, click on Add Product, and let's fill out all the details. First, enter your product title, and down here, enter your product description. You can either write this yourself or use this auto-write feature to generate a description for you. Now let's add some product photos. Click here and upload your images. Keep in mind that high-quality product photos are essential for attracting customers and showcasing your products in the best way possible. So make sure to include multiple images that show your products from different angles and be critical about how this looks. Your product images are a make or break factor of your online store. If you need some tips on how to get great looking product images, either by yourself or using AI, I'm going over multiple tips in this other video linked in the description. And you can then drag them around like this to choose which one will be the main one. The bigger one will appear first. Now let's add the product price. Let's say this product will cost $28. You can also use this compare at price to display a more expensive number with a strike through, which would appear something like this in your online store. So as an example, I can say this product cost $42 before, but now it's on sale for only $28. Here you can also add your cost per item if you want to. This is just to help you manage your profit margins, and it will not be visible in your storefront. Then down here on inventory, you can select how many products you have available in stock. I'm going to add 50 as an example. That's the number I have available at the moment. And as a quick note, if this number goes down to 0, your products will appear as sold out. So if you want to overwrite the setting, you can just tick this box and the product will continue selling even if the inventory goes to 0. So if you don't want to worry about this number, you can just tick this box. Down here, you can add the weight of your products. This is going to be helpful if you wish to charge shipping based on product weights, which we are also going to configure later in the tutorial. If you are selling digital products, you can untick this box. Moving on to the variant section, this is where you are going to add any product options like size, color, or material. If you are selling a t-shirt, for example, you might have options for different sizes or colors. To add a variant, first click here and select your type of option. If it's not a size, color, or material, you can choose style. Mine are going to be different colors. On option values, you will enter all the different options of your product. Click Done. And if you have more variant categories, you can continue adding them here. Now let's add some variant images. Click on each image icon and add an individual photo. If these are just different t-shirt sizes, for example, you can keep the variant images the same. You can also enter individual variant prices and inventory numbers if you need to. For example, if you are selling a large plant vase and a small plant vase, here you can enter a lower price for the small one and how many you have in stock. If you wish to delete any variants, you can click on Edit and remove them here. You can also select all your variants and bulk edit here. Now let's edit our search engine listing. This is how people are going to preview this product page on platforms like Google. Type in your title and your description. At this stage, there's no need to overthink this, as we just want to get a general structure down. We'll be working more on this at a later stage. Now let's scroll back up and make sure your product status is set to active so that it's actually visible in your online store. You'll also want to click on Manage Sales Channels and make sure Online Store is selected. Later on, if you want to sync your store catalog with Facebook Shop and Instagram Shop, this is also where you can enable each product. All right, now hit save. And let's go back to create more products. Now, if you are drop shipping, I'm going to leave a link to Zendrop down in the description. They offer thousands of products you could add to your online store, and it's very easy to import them into Shopify. All you have to do is connect your Shopify account with Zendrop. Inside their platform, you'll get access to products that are trending. And if there's a specific product you want to sell that isn't on their platform, you can also easily submit a request and they will have it available for you within 1 day. So no matter what you want to sell, it's possible to source it with Zendrop. You'll also get access to an automated fulfillment feature, so you don't have to worry about manually fulfilling every order that comes in. This is going to save you a lot of time when the sales are coming. Their customer service is also super attentive, so if for some reason one of your Shopify customers asks you for a refund, Zendrop will also refund you with no questions asked. And once you're seeing a good amount of sales, they will actually reach out to your product manufacturer and negotiate better deals for you, which is game-changing when you're looking to scale and increase your profit margins. They also have custom branding options, so you can very easily add thank you cards to your orders and have custom branded packaging. This takes dropshipping to a whole new level. Now, some of these features only come in their Plus plan. So if you want to sign up, you can use the link in the description to get a super discount on the first month, including $200 of free order credits. This is a super powerful way for you to start dropshipping. For this tutorial, I'll be importing some of these products into my store. Okay, so now that we have multiple products ready, it's time to sort them into collections. In my example, I could create a cat's collection, a dog's collection, and other collections for feeding bowls, pet clothing, pet beds, toys, and accessories. Now, if you are running a store with a larger catalog like a clothing store, you could create tons of different collections. You can start with men's, women's, and kids. And then for each of those, you could create other groups like men's tops, men's bottoms, and men's shoes, and then women's tops, bottoms, and shoes. You can then go a level deeper, and within men's tops, you could create men's sweatshirts, t-shirts, and so on. So have a look at your products and come up with a logical way to organize your catalog. Once you have an idea of how that could look, head over to Collections here on the side menu. All right, now click on Create Collection. And I'm going to set up my first collection. Add the title. And you can actually leave the description blank as it will be more of a visual thing. Then here on collection type, I'm going to go ahead and select manual. We'll be adding the products manually in a moment. If you want to create an automated collection, I'm going to leave some step-by-step instructions for you in the description. Now let's add a collection image. This will be the visual cover showing in your store, so make sure to choose something that represents all of your collection's products. Down here, you can also fill out some of your search engine listing information. Though as I mentioned earlier, we are going to go deeper into all of this at a later stage. So just come up with something basic for now. So let's hit save. And now let's add the products that belong in this collection. Just click on Browse and tick all the products you wish to add. Once you have them all here, you can choose to reorder which ones will appear first in your store. To do that, click on Sort, and you can choose between one of these criteria. I'm going to click on Manual. To then change the order of your products manually, you can drag and drop them like this. I recommend you order them in a way that looks visually appealing. You can also leave it like this for now and then come back later to experiment with a few different changes. And now let's go back to create more collections. Click on Create Collection and repeat the same process. Okay, so now that we have our catalog ready, we are going to go back to the theme editor and continue designing the store. The first thing we're going to do is add a section which is going to show the products of a collection. So click on Add Section and on Featured Collection. Now up here, click to select the collection you want to show. The first thing I'm going to do is remove the title to create a better aesthetic. And down here, you can choose how many products are going to show. You can also choose in how many columns they will appear. If you want to, you can also delete this View All button by unticking this box. And down here, you can activate this carousel feature, which allows users to scroll horizontally. I'll leave mine like this. Make sure to also enable this feature right here. Show second image on hover. This will create a really nice visual effect when the products are hovered. Next up, click on Add Section. And now we'll add a collection list. In this section, I recommend you link to 3 of your main collections. If you have more than 3 main collections, you can add them later in a lower section of the page instead of stacking too many together. This will very likely help with your store's aesthetic. First, I'm going to remove the title once again. And down here, I'm going to change the background color to create some contrast. If you want some more color options than what's being shown, you can click on Edit to change the color schemes. I'm also going to disable the View All button here in the setting, as I want the viewer to focus on one of these 3 options. Now let's go ahead and add our collections. Here on the sidebar, you'll see the collection blocks. So click on the first block and select your collection. Now click on the next block and select your second collection. Finally, click on your third block and choose the last one. If you want to reorder these sections, you can simply drag and drop like this. Alright, now let's click on Add Section once again. And now, I recommend you have a look at some of these options to see what makes sense for you to add to your online store. For this tutorial, I'm going to add a featured product. Click up here to select your product. And as you will notice, most of the features are very similar to the previous sections. Here you can also choose to show a secondary background if you want to. On desktop media width, you can select the product image size. Now let's go ahead and add another section. I'm going to add another featured collection to display some more of my products. The idea is to create an engaging shopping experience with a good amount of variation between each section. Now let's go ahead and add our collection. First, I'm going to remove the title as I've done previously. And now, if you click on Enable Carousel, and then move the setting to show more than 4 products, you can create a nice horizontal scrolling feature. You can also make the products bigger by moving this column setting. I'm also going to disable the View All button to create a better aesthetic. Now I'm also going to activate the Show Second Image on Hover to create a nice visual effect in this section as well. Alright, we are almost there. Let's click on Add Section. And now I'm going to add an image banner. This is going to help us break the repetition and add some contrast and visual engagement. I'm going to upload my first image. And the second. I'm also going to disable this setting. Since my only goal with this section is to create a nice visual, I'm also going to disable these blocks and leave just the images. Next up, let's go ahead and create another section. This time showing another featured collection. Select a new collection up here. And remove the title. I'll leave the background of this section white, as it creates a nice variation against the sections above. I'm also going to disable the View All button. You can choose how many products are going to show. Now finally, we are going to add the last homepage section, collapsible content. You can use this kind of section to share additional information about your online store. I'm going to use it to create an FAQ. First, enter your title. And down here, I'm going to change the background color to create some contrast. Now click on the first collapsible block, fill in the title, and the answer. Then click on the next block and repeat the process. Alright, if you need to add more blocks, you can click right here. As you can see, we also have an email sign-up form here in the footer. And here, you can change the title. Next up, let's move over to the product page. So click up here, select Products, and Default Product. As you can see, Shopify has automatically created a product page for you, which is assigned to all your products. So if you make any changes to this product template, it will end up affecting every other product page as well. Since we're still in the beginning steps of setting up our store, this is going to be fine for now. Though later on, I recommend creating unique product pages so that you can better communicate the benefits of your main products. Having strong product pages is absolutely essential if you want to convert visitors into customers. So I'll leave a link to another tutorial for you in the description, which will guide you step by step into creating custom product pages. I'm also going over a few Shopify app recommendations to help you get more sales. Though for now, let me show you a couple settings of this page first. Let's click on product information. And here, I'm going to change the product image size. On desktop layout, you can adjust how your product photos will be displayed. Scrolling down, you'll see there is a product recommendation section. So let's improve the aesthetic here as well. Click on related products. And first, I'm going to change the background color to a gray tone, which helps create some contrast. Now I'm also going to remove the title. To create a bit of space between these sections, I'm going to go back to the product information section, scroll down here, and increase the bottom padding to create some space. Okay, that looks much better. Make sure to click Save. And now let's go ahead and create a navigation menu so our visitors can better browse through the store. Go back to the Shopify dashboard. And here under Online Store, click on Navigation. Here you can customize your main menu and your footer menu. Click on Main Menu. And now let's add some menu items. I recommend you start by creating a menu item for each collection you have in your catalog. We are then going to stack them into main and subcategories in a moment. So click here to add a menu item. And here you can type in the title and choose where it links to. So I'm going to repeat the process to create a few more menu items. All right, now to organize these into main and subcategories, you can drag and drop like this. You can also drag and drop a level further to create a subcategory within a subcategory. This is going to be my example. Once you're done, hit save. And let's go back. Now you can repeat the same process to create your footer menu, which appears at the very bottom of your online store. We'll actually be coming back to the footer menu later in the tutorial once we've created a couple policy pages, which we'll also want to link in our footer menu. So let's go back to Online Store and click on View Store. As you can see, the main menu has been updated. We're now going to go back to the Shopify dashboard and go over some management settings like shipping, checkout, payments, domains, policies, and so forth. So click down here on Settings. And first, let's go ahead and edit the store details. If you want to edit your profile settings, you can click up here. In case you might have signed up for Shopify with your personal email address, I recommend creating a new email account later on and then just updating it here in the account settings. This will help you keep everything more organized as you grow your business. Then here, you can also go ahead and edit your billing address if you need to. Down here, we get to the store currency setting. So make sure that this is matching your selling location. And if you are selling internationally, you can use Shopify Apps to convert your store currency based on the viewer's location. So if someone is shopping in Germany, for example, they will see euros instead of dollars. I'll leave some of those Shopify apps linked for you in the description. Now let's head over to users and permissions. If you are working with a team, you can manage your staff members and what they can access here in this section. If you are working by yourself, there's nothing you need to do in this part. Heading over to payments. Here's where you can set up payment options for your customers. This is also how you are going to get paid into your bank account. Depending on your location, you might see an option named Shopify Payments, which is the payment gateway set up by Shopify. I definitely recommend using Shopify Payments. However, it does require a personal or business registration number. So if you don't have that yet, you can add another payments gateway by clicking down here. I'll also leave a link in the description so you can check what payment gateways are available in your location. Here, you are also going to see PayPal. I definitely also recommend activating this as an option. All you have to do is click here and log into your PayPal account or create a new one if you need to. Now let's head to the checkout settings. Here, we are going to go over what information your customers will need to enter during checkout. First, we have the customer contact method. Here you can choose between email or phone or just email. We're going to go ahead and choose just email as that's definitely a better and easier option, especially for marketing later on. Then we have this box. Require the customer to log into their account before checkout. I recommend you leave this unchecked because this can create extra hassle and friction in the checkout process. Requiring accounts is actually one of the main reasons for cart abandonment, so definitely leave this unchecked, especially if you're just starting out and haven't built a returning customer base. Next up, we come into customer information. Here you can choose to require first and last name or just the last name. Depending on what you are selling, gathering first names can be very useful for your future marketing strategies. When doing email marketing, for example, if you know your customer's first name, you can then create emails on a much more personalized basis. So let's go with require first and last name. Then on company name, I'm going to choose don't include, which is also recommended by Shopify. If you are a B2C, meaning business to consumer, and your customers are regular end consumers and not other businesses, then I definitely recommend leaving this off. However, if you are doing B2B or business to business and your customers are other companies, then it might be a good idea for you to require their company name. Address line 2, just leave that on optional. And shipping address and phone number, we will tick as required. Most mail services will require a phone number for delivery by law, so definitely make sure to check this one. Now let's click on save and head over to markets. Here we are going to configure our selling regions, meaning which countries we are going to be selling to. If you are selling nationally, you're going to need to add your country here in the primary market. And if you are selling internationally, then you'll see Shopify has already created an international market for us. So let's click on this market and click on edit. Here you can select all the countries you will be selling to. If you are dropshipping with Zendrop, they can deliver worldwide. Once again, you'll find a link to Zendrop in the description. Once you're done, hit save and make sure your market status is set to active. Here you'll also see a setting for languages and domains. Shopify offers a free app you can use to translate your store into many different languages. If you want to do that, you can go ahead and install the app. It will translate each page of your store for you so you can market more effectively internationally. Now let's go over shipping and delivery. The shipping settings are split into 2 layers: shipping profiles, and inside each profile, shipping zones or locations. Shipping profiles are groups of products you can create to better organize how much you will charge for shipping based on the product type. For example, if you are selling clothing, you might want to group lighter items like t-shirts and then group heavier items like hoodies and pants into another profile, since you will likely have a different shipping expense depending on how much the package is going to weigh. So using shipping profiles will help you organize your shipping pricing strategy in a way that is logical. Now, shipping zones, which are found inside each profile, are groups of countries you will be shipping to. So if you're selling in Europe, for example, you might want to group Portugal and Spain into one shipping zone, as the shipping costs to those countries will be very similar. You can then create a different shipping zone for South America. For each zone, you are going to set a separate rate. Now, there are many different ways to go about your shipping prices, and ultimately, it's going to depend on your pricing strategy. You might want to set up different rates for different countries and products, or decide to offer free shipping worldwide. Offering free shipping can also help you lower cart abandonment. If you want to offer free shipping, then I recommend you increase your product prices to make up for those expenses. Alternatively, you could also go for a totally different strategy. You could set your product prices super low with a very attractive offer and then charge shipping in the back end. If you do this, you might face more cart abandonment, but depending on what you're selling and what your sales funnel looks like, this can also end up bringing more sales because the customer has already committed to the product in an earlier step of the funnel. So let's go into the shipping settings. If you decide to either offer free shipping or charge the same fee for all of your products, you can just use this general profile created here by default. So click on General, and down here, you can group countries into shipping zones. To enter the shipping price for each zone, you can click right here and enter your shipping rates. If you want to offer free shipping, make sure to add 0. Now, if you are dropshipping, you'll also need to make sure your dropshipping supplier has been added to your shipping origins. Luckily, with Zendrop, there's nothing you need to do in this part because when you connect your Shopify store with Zendrop, this is configured automatically. Inside Shopify, you can also add something called conditional pricing, which lets you charge shipping rates based on the exact weight of the products or the total order price. I'll leave a link in the description showing you how to do that. Now, if you want to create more shipping profiles to better organize your shipping rates, you can click here on Create New Profile and then follow the exact same steps for each profile. Now let's move over to locations. If you are selling by yourself from your home, you don't need to worry about this part. Though if you are running a larger business and you have multiple inventory locations, you can add each inventory address here. Make sure to then also go back to the shipping settings and enable these as an origin. If you are selling in person, then I highly recommend using the Shopify POS system, which you'll find here in Point of Sale. You can order the Shopify POS hardware and your in-person inventory will be synced with your online store. Down here, you'll see any third-party services that manage inventory and fulfill your orders. Since I'm dropshipping, here I can see Zendrop as an app, which is the supplier taking care of my order fulfillment. And if you didn't catch it earlier, Zendrop is an excellent dropshipping supplier, and I have an exclusive offer you can use, including $200 of free order credits. So make sure to have a look in the description if you want to sign up. Now let's head to the app settings. Here you can manage all the apps that have been installed into your Shopify store. You can install apps to increase the functionality of your store. For example, certain apps like Kaching will let you create product bundles, which are an excellent way to increase your sales. UpCart lets you upgrade your shopping cart experience, which is also an amazing way to help you enhance your Shopify store. I'll leave my top recommendations, including these two apps, linked for you in the description, plus a discount code you can use for the first month. I'm also going over these apps in a different video, so when your store is ready, make sure to check out those marketing videos as well. Now we come into the domain settings. You can think of a domain as a URL. It's basically your website address. By default, your URL will be set to something random.myshopify.com, which is not very professional. So to change that, you're going to need to purchase a domain. If you want to keep this as simple as possible without any complicated configurations like setting up your DNS settings, then you can just purchase a domain right here from Shopify and it will be set up automatically. This is going to cost $15 per year. Now, if you're looking for a more economical option, you can go for a platform called NameCheap, which I'm going to leave linked in the description. In this platform, you can buy a domain for around $5 and then click here to connect it to Shopify. Once you've purchased your domain, let's move over to the brand settings. Down here, make sure to upload your logo files, which are going to show in your checkout page and any automated emails. And here, you can also add a cover image, which is how your store is going to be previewed in profile pages and applications. Finally, down here, I also recommend you add your social media links, which are displayed in the footer of your website. If you haven't set up your social media accounts yet, you can come back to this later. Moving over to customer privacy. Here you'll find the settings of how your customer data can be collected. To comply with regulations in different states, I recommend you add a page to your store to ask visitors for their consent. You can do that by clicking right here. And finally, we come into the policies. Here you'll see Shopify has some default policy templates. So to make sure your store complies with certain regulations, you'll need to enable some of these policies. On each of these, you can click on Create from Templates and then make any changes if necessary. Once you have it, hit Save. And now we are going to add these policies to our footer menu so that they are actually accessible in the online store. So close the settings, go to Online Store, and click on Navigation. Now here, click on the footer menu, add menu item, type in privacy policy, and link it to your new policy. Next up, I'm going to repeat the process for the other links. All right. Now we are going to head to Preferences. And here, we need to create a homepage title and description, which is how your website is going to be previewed on platforms like Google. So type in your store title and short description. Down here, you can also add an image for social previews, which is seen when someone shares your online store on social media. Now head to Online Store and click on View Your Store. Looks like everything is ready. If we add this to the cart, and then go to Checkout, everything is set up and you are ready to start selling. Now let's head back to the dashboard and we are going to remove the password to make the store public. All right, congratulations for making it this far. Now to start selling, you'll need to find ways to start bringing relevant traffic to your online store. So if you have a budget to work with here, my strongest recommendation is running ads on TikTok. I'll leave a tutorial for that linked in the description. Once you're seeing some traffic, you can analyze your data here in the Shopify Analytics section. Your orders will be found up here. If you are dropshipping, everything will be forwarded to Zendrop automatically. And if you are on a Zendrop Plus plan, you'll have automated fulfillment, so there's nothing you need to do once an order comes in. Everything is going to be automated for you. Once again, Zendrop is going to be linked in the description. Here under Marketing, you can enable different email automations. Shopify provides ready-made templates you can use for this, so usually all you have to do is activate them and customize them to fit your brand. I also currently have a marketing course in the making, so if you want to be notified when the course is out, make sure to find the link in the description and enter your email address. And if you haven't signed up for Shopify yet, you'll also find the best current deal for getting started linked in the description. Right now it's at $1 for the first month. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to leave them down in the comments and I'll do my best to help you out. And that's all for now. Before you go, make sure to hit that like button. It'll be super, super appreciated. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.